Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the All in the Family Experience. This is episode 2 and we're going to cover creating, aging, and installing the wallpaper. So I used hundreds of screenshots as reference to come up with designs that I thought were very close, and I used Microsoft Publisher to help me create those designs. Once I was really happy with the design and the layout, I decided to make the colors just a little more vibrant than you'll see on screen. For two reasons. One, I wanted them to photograph better for sharing on social media. I didn't want it to look bland, and then also it makes it a little more aesthetically pleasing when you view it in person. Once I was satisfied with the design and the layout, I printed everything out on an inkjet printer on standard white copy paper. I laid all of the sheets out so that I could apply everything evenly, and then I just scraped some soft pastels with a razor blade to create a few different powdered colors, and I could apply those with a brush. I wanted to use a yellow because Archie smoked in the house, so I wanted to make sure that the walls were kind of stained with a little nicotine. And then also, if you look closely while you're watching the show, you'll notice that the walls are actually quite grimy and dingy and dirty, and I wanted to try and replicate that. The grime and dirt and nicotine stains weren't something I really wanted to try and produce in Microsoft Publisher because I didn't want it to look like a continual pattern. I wanted to go ahead and streak it at different strengths all over the place so that it looked a little more randomized. So that's why I chose to use the soft pastels. Once I had finished applying the powdered soft pastels with the brush, I flipped the sheets over and rubbed them on the wood floor just a little bit. That way it could kind of grind in some of the dirt and stains and also rough up the paper just a little bit because I didn't want it to be perfectly smooth like it had just come out of the printer. Because this is just standard white copy paper, I had to be really careful which adhesive I decided to go with. So I didn't want to use anything that was too watery or too runny because I didn't want it to wrinkle the paper on me. So in the end, I ended up using Elmer's washable school glue stick. It's just a regular purple glue stick. I applied that very liberally to the back, and that seemed to work really well. Once I had the paper positioned pretty much where I wanted it, I made sure that the corners were really tight, and then I used a hard plastic scraper just to get any air bubbles out of the paper and make sure that all the surface area of the paper was in contact with the wall so that it had a really good adhesion. I found that a hard plastic scraper worked really well for this. I didn't want to use my hand because I didn't want to smear the soft pastels. They're just sitting on the surface right now. I haven't sealed them in yet. I will eventually, but I didn't want to smear them with my hand or a cloth, and I found that the hard scraper really covered more surface area, and it didn't take off any of the pastels, so it worked really well. So there you have it. That is how I created, aged, and installed the wallpaper in the living room. This is the same process I'll use to continue up the stairs and into the kitchen as well, but I wanted you to see exactly how it was done. So thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Until next time, take it easy.